What are you wearing?
What? It's a very fashionable shirt. I have to get into this mentality so I can do the summer correctly. It's really, really big and important this season, Abs, that I go off and get Billericay promoted. So I'm doing some scouting.
You do realise you can't do that on the computer, yeah?
But FM Scout tells me I can find all these players. I don't know why scout departments don't actually just use this for real. I'm way ahead of the game. Turns out, though, I can't get Kylian Mbappe to come to Billericay. So... Or Yao Felix. Or Charlie Setford. I don't know who he is either. Do you reckon he'll come to Billericay?
Not a clue.
Do you reckon you could
Not if you're wearing that shirt.
Could you do me a favour? Could you tempt some of them in? Be a temptress?
Absolutely not.
Sometimes I question your commitment to the cause, Abs. That's right, everybody. It is Season 2 of Non-League to Champions League, and this is the year that Billericay kick on. Obviously, last year we finished 9th. Pretty decent end to the season, winning 9 of 10 games. But, improvements needed to be made. People have gone, people have come in, and as always with me, there's been a lot of transfers. But it's okay in non-league, because this happens all the time. It's not like, in professional clubs where I terminate contracts and just sell people undervalue to make money. This is actually legitimate. And they're all real players as well. So we'll start with the outs, and very, very quickly, here's the players that we actually let go to other clubs. So Frankie Sutherland has gone to Sligo Rovers. We already knew that was going to happen at the end of his contract. Ayula and Ashanti have gone. Ashanti is one that really, really hurt. I did try to bring him back in after he had a sensational end to the season with us. Him and Jay Bird put together a really, really good partnership up front. He's already got 3 goals in 4 games for his new club, Woking. I'm a little bit gutted, but Woking are up in the Vanarama National League, so it is a step up for him, and obviously he's carried them to 3rd in the league already. Love their kits. That's beautiful. Even though they're from last season. Are they? I don't know. But these are the bits that are usually very, very interesting when it comes to non-league, and that is the released players. So, Cormac Logan has gone, Mikero Horse has gone, but they went at the start of the season. Bagasan Graham, Darren Foxley, Rowan Loybird, Lewis Shamshum, Laurie Wilson, Jack Nicholas, George Wind, and Henry Lacombo are all gone, as well as Charlie Lee, Jack Westertuta, he didn't even last the season, and Ryan de Havilland. Only 2 of those players I actually signed for myself. The rest of them are already there to begin with. And I'm not too bothered that they've gone, in all honesty, because I've signed no less than 15 players. 15. There are still people that you will recognise, I promise. But let's start with the obvious. Harvey Sayer is back in, as we all knew would happen, as I confirmed it at the end of the last episode. And also, very importantly, Jay Bird is back as well, and he's kind of serving as our out-and-out number 9 this year, and has already made a very good start with 2 goals and 2 appearances. That's why I played 2 games off camera, and we'll get to those later. Have some patience. Don't be hasty. We'll start off with the goalie situation, because I could not get Yusuf Mersin to come back. There were too many really big clubs interested in him, and even though he did want to come back, the law of higher level football was calling to him. Basically, because he's also on a professional contract now with someone, which is just really annoying. So, welcome, Kai Mackenzie Lyle. Guyanese 24-year-old goalkeeper, obviously bought in on a free, as all our signings have been on a free or on loan. Aerial reach of 18 tells you all you need to know. He's 201 centimetres high, so he's around about 6'6", 6'7". Obviously got a lot of potential still to go. He was rated very, very highly. Described as a towering goalkeeper, 16 strength, 17 reach. Would not really want to be on the receiving end of a challenge from him. That much is for sure. I'm so sorry, Kyle. But he is not our first choice goalkeeper, even though he thinks that he is, because I may or may not have promised him that. Because our first spot goes to Adam Desbois, or Des Boys. Des Boys, I'm going to say Dubois because it makes him sound a lot more cultured. But he's actually very, very good for a goalkeeper at this level. There's double figures pretty much everywhere you look. Eccentricity is low. Not very good with his feet, it's safe to say. I'm not very good at saying it either because I said feet, not feet. There you go, Mike. But one-on-ones are good. Handling's very good. Aerial reach is okay. Rushing out is good. He's pretty decent physically, pretty decent mentally. He's going to be a good goalkeeper. I'm going to try and keep these as brief as I can. I brought in Sam Bailey on free as a free from Southampton. There's probably going to be issues because even though I put a lot of them as regular starters because that's what they feel that they should be, a lot of them aren't going to be. And Sam Bailey may fall into that category. Yes, he's very good, but the problem that I automatically look at and go, Mike, he's a centre-back. I don't see him as a centre-back. I see him as a midfielder in the centre of the park. And so far I've got him trained to be a ball-winning midfielder because I feel that role will suit him a lot more. The reason why I don't think he can be a good centre-back is that he's only 5'6", 5'7" at a push. He's not going to be winning many headers, despite the fact his heading is 12, his jumping reach is 5. So, good player, very, very good midfielder, not a very good defender, is my assumption of him. Let me know what you think, but I think I'm right on this one. Someone who will be a good defender, though, is Harvey Godsmark Ford. Now, Harvey Godsmark Ford is excellent. I've got him on a non-contract, so he's literally paid on appearance fees. But he'll be making a lot of appearances, and so far he's racking up next to Michael Chambers as my starting centre-back partnership, and he's given me no reason to think that he is not the man to kind of go forward with, so I might reward him with a part-time contract if I can sort out the wage budget. We'll talk about that later. Or maybe not at all, because I'm trying to hide it from the board, so if I hide it from you guys, sure I can hide it from them. Midfield was also a place I really, really wanted to have a look at, and I brought in a very good player in Oliver Turner, who we got on a free from Spurs. He looks excellent for this level. Strength of 5, I'm trying to ignore that side of things, but I do think as we go up the levels, he might get bullied around a little bit. He's not short, he's around about 5'10", 5'11". Natural fitness of 11 is good, pace is decent. The rest of his physical attributes, actually, apart from strength, are all quite good, apart from the stamina, which isn't great. Passing of 13 and first touch of 14 stand out, though, because he's obviously going to be a bit more of a kind of ball-playing midfielder, which is very good. Work rate of 9, again, not great, but vision, teamwork, decisions, determination, aggression, all very, very good. I see him as a bit more of a kind of ball-playing, cultured midfielder, and that might be something that we need. So with Parrott kind of moving on, I've decided that Turner may be playing in that sort of like Mazzala role, although he does have competition for that role, from Brandon Cover. And Brandon Cover is extremely good. Maybe not physically quite as good as the other chap. You can tell I've forgotten his name already. I'm brilliant at that. But mentally, he's absolutely phenomenal, and technically as well, he's very, very good. 12 passing, 13 technique, 11 dribbling, can carry the ball out from midfield. He can play a wide variety of positions, nearly all of them in the midfield area though, but mentally, to die for. 15 aggression, 11 decisions, 14 determination, 12 flair, 14 off the ball, 13 teamwork, 14 work rate. Good natural fitness, a little bit taller. Those mentals wouldn't be out of place in a professional league footballer. There's no getting around it. He's not starting at the moment, but it won't be long before he does. He's just trying to find the right role for him is the hard part. I think the Mazzala role would suit him, but at the moment, the other chap, Turner, that was his name, he has made a better start. So I've gone with him for the time being. As soon as his form drops, in comes Brandon Cover. On to the second page. So now that we are on the second page, I can quickly whiz you through some of the other players that I've got that I brought in. Trent Mayhorn is in the Billericay under 23s, but one for the future. Good looking right back, decent physicals, decent mentals, terrible technicals at present, but could be better for the future. Got him in on a free, and he's also not costing me anything, so not bad. Same really with Malcolm Ebiowi, although he is in the first team, and he's actually in on loan from Derby. Wingers was something I really wanted to sort out, because last year it was basically Sayer, Carvalho. If neither one of them played, we were infinitely weaker on either wing. I've sorted that this year because I've now kind of gone a bit OTT and got in a lot of wingers. He's one that's very good. Obviously, acceleration stands out. Stamina and strength, not good, so I don't think he's ever going to be a starting player. But one that's good off the bench because he's got that sort of not breakneck pace, but good pace for this level to kind of get beyond a man, swing the ball in for Bird and the guy up front with him at the moment. Dribbling of 13 is good. 13 first touch again is good. Crossing of 7 could use a bit of work. Long shots of 5, not great. And you could say the same of Kwaku Frimpong, who I brought in as our kind of ball-winning midfielder in defence. When Jai Reason isn't fit, this guy will probably drop in until Sam Bailey can play that place, and then he's going to move into that role, because I think long term Bailey is the man I want to fill that space in the team. But Kwaku Frimpong is in on loan from Wimbledon. Great physicals for this level, all in double figures, which is exactly what you want. Technicals are okay, mentals are okay. He's a good filler for when Jai Reason isn't fit. Another player I bought in from Wimbledon was Jack Curry. On the Curry theme, if he was to be a Curry, he's a bit like a Korma. He's very mild, very pleasant, but not really going to blow your head off. But he is, do you know what I mean? He is literally just okay in every department. He's a good fallback for our other left back that we brought in, which is Jeremy Kiezu. In terms of maybe bargains, this guy probably takes the biscuit. Like, he's so good. He's 19-year-old, English, got him in from Tottenham, and he is arguably one of the best signings I think I've made. I've had a bridging window, don't get me wrong. I think I've had an absolutely amazing window, and I'll show you why in a second, if you're not already thinking it. But, oh my god. Maybe I'll just call him Jeremy. Brilliant physicals, apart from the strength, which seems to be a running theme. Brilliant mentals, decent physicals. Crossing again, not very good. But in terms of defending, awesome. It's almost like the roles are switched. Last year the right back was very defensive. This year the left back might be a little bit more defensive. But I am training him to get better at the crossing side of things. Paying £400 a week as well. He's one of the biggest earners at the club, and rightly so. Not such a big earner, but a very decent squad option again is Dakari Sheriff, who can play on either wing and can also play as a striker. Great physicals, except for the strength. Oh, could you imagine? Mentals need a bit of work, but the work rate is good. It's something I really value, and it's not bad on him. Crossing a 6 is poor, dribbling of 8 is good, finishing 11, first touch of 11 are pretty decent. Penalty taking technique, both 10, solid. Again, decent squad option. That's about it. But now we're moving on to the big boys, if you like, and Lewis Johnson could potentially be one of those. He is the other striker at the moment. I've got partnering Reed up front, and yeah, he's pretty good, really. Good acceleration and pace for this level. Good natural fitness at 16 as well. Strength, again, poor, considering he's actually quite a big lad. He's just under 6 foot. Finishing in first touch, though, he's excellent. He scored his first goal for the club in his last game, chipping the goalkeeper, which I like. Crossing of 10 is good. That's the other thing that's quite decent about him. That pace allows him to play on the wings. Crossing of 10, 9 dribbling. Very good. Not one really good outstanding mental stat, though, so he's very much an instinctive player rather than a thinker. I think at this level you can kind of get away with that, but it might prevent him from going to that next level as we progress through the leagues. He's on loan from MK Dons. I think he'll definitely do a decent job at this level, but I don't know if I'll keep him on, depending on how he gets on this season. If he scores a hatful of goals, then fine. He's one of those players that FM really likes. If not, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Second to last player, Johnson Gyamfi, Ghanaian, 20 years old. I'm paying him £140 a week for this, which at this level is awesome. Forget the strength. He's tiny, okay? But acceleration 16, pace of 15, natural fitness 13, dribbling 12, crossing 7, flair 14. He's going to absolutely rip this league up. He can play on either wing. He's currently not in the starting lineup, but he will be very, very soon, because this boy, to get him on a free and only be paying him £140 is simply nuts. But I have not left him quite till last, because I think this is a really good comparison with the other guy that I've signed, who is another winger, and that man is Kymene Fowler. I think that's how you say his name. Or absolutely no idea. Irish, 23 years old, from Ebbsfleet. Mentals, yes. Technicals, okay, would be my assumption. Okay, but not brilliant. Crossing and dribbling again, not great. 11 first touch though, and decent acceleration for 15. Pace, has played at this level before. Again, smaller player, but can play pretty much anywhere along that front line. I'm training him to be on the right hand side because I'd like him to be a right winger. He's got a right foot, as he's also got a left foot, but he looks pretty decent. I'm paying him £500 a week, and I'm feeling like maybe I've got a bit mugged off with him in comparison to, oh my god, what was his name? Gyamfi. In comparison to Gyamfi, am I getting mugged off? Not 100% sure. I think he's got lots and lots of talent, but is he as good? Not 100% sold. Still happy to have him on board though. So with all that done, we're £20 over the wage budget. Okay, so that's not actually, we're a lot further over that than I thought. We're £100 or so over it. That can be easily rectified as the season goes on. There'll be people that get pissy at me because they're not playing enough, and then I can move them on and so on and so forth. But the most important thing is that all these signings that I have made have taken us from being ranked as 14th last year by the media to go up. This year, we're odds on. We're literally 8 to 15 on to get promoted. And yet, I don't see, apart from Ekpiteta, one player in the media dream 11. Not one player. So there's a lot of expectation on us to go up, even though we may not have the best personnel. I think we've arguably got a really strong squad. Dulwich Hamlet have also done the same thing. Last year they were down here, and suddenly now they've been bumped up to be predicted to be promoted as well. So anything could happen. Maybe it's the run of form towards the end of last season. Maybe it is the personnel. Maybe it's me. They've realised what a fantastic manager I am. I don't know. You can see there a couple of teams that have come down. Dover have come down. So have Weymouth. I've already dispatched Dover. They have been dealt with, as have Oxford City. So we haven't had the easiest start in the world. And it's not about to get any easier because we're taking on Weymouth, who are predicted to finish third. And that's currently where they're sat in the table. And you've got us sat there in fourth. Chelmsford have taken a surprise early lead at the top of the table on Truro, who got promoted up to this division as well. If you want to know who went up last season, it was Bath. Thank Christ, because I never beat them. So they've gone up as well with Ebbsfleet from last year. So without further ado, let's crack on. Like I said, we've won 2 games. Both of them were 2-1 wins. We've been very, very efficient, if not a little underwhelming. But this is how the team now lines up. Dubois is in goal. You've got Kiezu on the left with Chambers and Godsmark forward in the centre. Ekpiteta is on the right. You've got Reason and Turner in the middle of the park with Sayer on the left as always. Carvalho is still playing that inside forward place on the right, and he's made a much better start to this season than he did to last. Bird is playing as the target forward now, and that seems to suit him quite well. He's got 2 goals in 2 games, and Johnson is leading the line. On the bench, you've got Jack Curry, Fowler, Allardyce, Cover, and Giampfi. All people that can change the game on the, well, just in a second. You've got Mackenzie Lyle, you've got Joe Felix, Sam Bailey, Daniel Ojo, Frimpong, Parrott, Sheriff, and Ebiowi. Yeah, him. All of them are on the bench. Not on the bench, sorry, are in the reserves. I mean, that would be one hell of a bench. I don't know if they can make a bench for 18 players long. I'm not enjoying the slight kit clash with Weymouth. They are a team that are actually quite close to me locally. So, torn allegiances. But obviously, now that you've seen all my signings, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think I've had a really, really good window? I think it's my best one. And it's very stop-start at the moment. The ball keeps coming to none, and he's literally just taking his time at the back. It's de Havilland playing at centre-back. That can't be my de Havilland, surely. As Carvalho races down the right-hand side here, switches back. Turner heads it over the bar. Unlucky. That can't be my Ryan de Havilland, can it? No, it's Will de Havilland, who's probably his more successful brother. Sayer on the ball, whips it in. Turner! Boom! Oliver Turner gets his first goal for the club after a Harvey Sayer assist. He got 21 assists last year. Don't forget, he's obviously very, very deadly from those set-piece tactics. From set pieces. There you go, mate. Speak English. Great header by Turner. Goalie's got no chance. Henry is stranded, and it's 1-0 to the Rickey. We're going top of the league already. Told you, all I need is one window, and suddenly we are in a much better position as Sayer whips the ball in again. It was so important that I got him back in. He was so underratedly brilliant for me last year. I needed him to come back. Gotta say, we've been utterly dominant here. We're nearly all the way through the first half, and we've had 7 shots, make it 8 to 0. We've controlled 52% of the ball. They've had their first shot now, but it's not come until the 40th minute. The only downside, again, is there's that little irritation that we're having a lot of shots but not enough on target. Only 2 of those 8 shots have been on target, and we need to learn to finish teams off, because even though we've won our first 2 games, we have conceded in both of them. And to be fair, both of them were quite stupid goals as well, which is always a bit irritating. But hopefully, if we can tighten up a little bit at the back and then be a little bit more clinical going forward, then we could be a real force in this league, as Carvalho puts in the ball to the overlapping Ekpiteta, and Johnson heads it just over the bar. Unfortunately, you can tell what he's trying to do, loop it into that back post. But in terms of a half, that's pretty decent. It ain't bad. I'm going to say I'm pleased with the number of shots we're having at the moment, but we need to have more on target. Need to get that second, potentially third. Let's just finish this game off. Don't forget, obviously, this is early on in the season. We're not going to be firing on all cylinders. There's a lot of new players in this team, and they're going to need to learn how to play with each other. Though I think the most important thing there is that I've still got a lot of the core that did really well in that run towards the end of last season. We've still got Epiteta, we've still got Chambers, we've still got Reason, Carvalho, Sayer, Bird. 7 of our starting 11 are still players from last year, so I didn't want to completely change the team around. As Sayer whips it in towards the back post, Johnson can't quite get his head to it. We've hit 6 of our 17 shots on target. Not bad, but again, needs to be better. Needs to be able to finish it. Jay Bird is not having his best game today. Do I take him off? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take Carvalho off, and I'm going to bring on Giamfi as a winger on that right hand side. Let's get a little bit of power in there, a little bit of pressure. I'm going to take off Turner, who obviously got a goal, but Brandon Cover's going to come on as well. Let's see what he's got in the middle of that park. I think he's more suited to that Mazzala role. Let's see if we can get Bird a little bit more involved in the game. He's playing at 6.5. It's not been his best work, it's safe to say. Come on, boys, we need this second with 8 minutes to go. I just need a second. Ekpateta into Giamfi. Great ball whizzed in. There's Jay Bird. I told you. Won every game. Jay Reason to Bird. 2 of the old stalwarts. And by that I mean they've only been here a year. Linking up to make it 2-0. Whoa, come on, you Ricky. Roaring into the 3 minutes of injury time, and we're moving forward in search of a third as Bird finds cover. Cover hits it. Brilliant finish there by Brandon Cover. Tucks it in. I'm even applauding it. Great effort. Jay Bird goes from a 6.5 to probably an 8 because he's got a goal and an assist. Weymouth have been taken to the cleaners, and this is looking very, very promising for Billericay. I'm very happy right now. Lovely finish by Cover. Not a lot the keeper can kind of do about that. It's low, it's hard, it's full of power. It's beautiful. 3-0, our first clean sheet. 3 goals. Everyone plays at 7. We're cooking with gas now. I'm feeling very, very good right now. FA Cup run. We're going to win it. I can feel it. Chelsea are quaking in their boots. As are Liverpool and City. Chelsea don't have the monopoly on all tournaments. As the start of the season goes, 3 wins out of 3. It ain't bad. It ain't bad at all. And with that in mind, where do we come back? What we'll do then, we'll come up for the games against Slough and Chippenham. So that's around about a month away from where we're at now. So we'll have the full month then of September. There might even be the FA Cup third qualifying round in there. So we'll come back somewhere around this time between Slough and Chippenham and see where we're at in the league. But if this is anything to go by, we're in for a very, very good season here with Billericay. And that makes me incredibly excited. But obviously what I want to know is, what do you think of the summer? Do you think I've had the best window ever? I think for a non-league team, that's an incredible window. I've got no criticisms. Everyone's happy with the amount of players that I brought in and for the money I brought them in. I've made no real dud signings apparently, although it's obviously too early to tell. They could all be absolutely terrible. It's been a very, very solid start, and I'm hoping that it will continue into the next episode. But all I can say is welcome to season 2. Thank you very much for obviously watching. If you've enjoyed the episode, then please get in touch and drop a like on the episode. And by get in touch, I mean drop something in the comment section. Share, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. And until I see you again for the next episode of season 2, take care of yourselves, everybody, and stay cool. Bye. Oh, yeah.